Okay, we'll be finding the domain and range by graphing these functions and by considering their parameters. Now this negative here, I'm going to add a -1, so we'll see all the parameters. Our parameters are going to be A, B, C, and D. A will be anything multiplied in front, B will be anything multiplied with the X, C will be anything added inside, and D will be anything added on the outside. So this -1 here is an A parameter, okay? So that's an A parameter. And this 6 right here is on the inside, that's a C parameter. So we're going to remove both parameters and to see what we have left. If we remove both parameters, A parameter and C parameter, we're left with the absolute value of X. This will be graph A. Okay, we'll graph it right here. Now we're going to start putting our parameters back on slowly, or one by one, using this order. C bad. So we'll put the C parameter next. So this will be square root of X plus 6. And lastly, we'll put back on, okay, next is the A parameter. So the A parameter is the number in front, which is the -1. So we'll put that on there. So absolute value of X plus 6. And we'll put the -1 up front. So all the parameters are back. We'll call this one B and this one C. So this will be B graph and this will be C graph. So A graph, the function looks like a letter V with a vertex of 0, 0. With B, with a parameter of 6, positive 6, it moves it back to the left 6 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now our new point is going to be 6, 0 for the vertex. And there's the little V shape right there. And finally, we have a negative on the outside. A negative on the outside flips us across the x-axis. So it's going to flip to the bottom instead of the top. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is still the point, 6, 0. And you'll have a V shape here. Okay, now let's look at the domain and range. Domain we can find by seeing how low and how high, domain we can see how far to the left and how far to the right the graph goes. Well, this little line right here never stops going to the left, therefore it's going to be -infinity. And this line over here never stops traveling to the right, so that's positive infinity. Now the domain and range, let's talk about this. The range. The range is first how low the graph goes and then how high it goes. Well, this never stops going lower, so this will be -infinity for range. How high it goes, it never goes higher than this spot right here, and that's right at y is 0, so it doesn't go any higher than 0. And we'll put a bracket there. And that's our domain and range. Next, we have 4 parameters. We'll put our 1 here, and this will show that this is our A parameter. The plus 6 is our B parameter, and the -3 outside, that's our D parameter. So we'll take all parameters off, A, B, and C, and we'll be left with the absolute value of X. And this will be our first graph. That'll be graph A. We'll put that there. And then this will be graph B, C, and D. So this is B, this is C, and this is our final D here. So let's put the parameters back on one by one using CBAD. So C will be first. Oh, did I call this B? That's C. That's a C parameter. Oh, made a big mistake. That's a C parameter. So we'll put C parameters on first. So we get absolute value of X and then the plus 6. Next, after the C parameter, we need the B parameter. There's no B parameter. Then we go to the A parameter. There is an A parameter, so we'll put the -1 on there. So -1, absolute value of X plus 6. Okay, and of course, lastly, we put the D parameter. So this will be -1, absolute value plus 6, and then the -3. Okay. All right, let's begin. All right, graph A is absolute value of x. That's a V shape that has a vertex right at 0, 0. B has a parameter of a C that's moving it 6 times to the left. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's my new point, which is 6, 0. That's a bad looking V shape. Sorry about that. Next, our graph C has a -1 outside. It's an A parameter that will flip me across the x-axis. So I'm still here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There's 6, 0. But now the graph is flipped across the x-axis, and now it looks like this. Now, finally, we're going to add our D parameter. Our D parameter is a -3, so we'll go down 3 times. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we go down 3 times. And this is my new vertex, which is 6, -3. And then we'll keep the orientation the same, downward. Now we can find the domain and range. The domain looks at how far to the left and to the right the graph goes, and you see the arrows go both left and right. So negative infinity to the left and positive infinity to the right. Now, range looks at how low and then how high the graph goes. And the lowest it goes, you see these are pointed downward. That's a negative infinity. And how high does it go is right here at this point. This point is right at -3. So -3 is as high as it goes. Let's put a -3 here and then a bracket. And that is the domain and range.